This episode of Rick and Rick Rule the World is brought to you by Taskin, the first name in ultra-stylish, premium quality travel gear, like the exquisitely designed Taskin One expandable backpack. With 9 practical variations, the Taskin One is always the right size for wherever life takes you next. Save 30% on your next purchase when you use the promo code R&R Take 30. That's R&R Take 30 at taskinsf.com.
Next up on an all-new Rick and Rick.
Buckle up that seatbelt and brace yourself for impact.
Because this is the Season 5 finale of Rick and Rick Rule the World.
That's right, our fun-sational 5th season wrap party is officially here.
And we've got a blowout edition of Loaded Questions to prove it.
And it all starts right here, right now.
On the one show that always ricks ass and takes names.
And everybody rules the world.
Well, hello, everyone, to what is, believe it or not, the Season 5 finale of Rick and Rick Rule the World, celebrating the first 5 seasons of a quirky, unconventional podcast that has gone from can't find to can't miss for marketers everywhere around the world.
That's right.
I'm Rick Matheson, and I am joined, as always, by my good friend, Rick Wood. How you doing, Rick?
Oh, I'm stoked, man. I can't believe it's been 5 seasons already, and, I had a lot of fun prepping for this, so I'm doing good.
Good. In commemoration of this past season, it is time for a megawatt round of Loaded Questions, which is our multiple choice quiz game that, in this case, will punch playback on the marketing insights and smart-ass shenanigans that made Season 5 of Rick and Rick Rule the World a global sensation. And by global, I mean in the US, the UK, Germany, France, Italy, Spain, Canada, Singapore, Australia, Ireland, Egypt, Belgium, the Netherlands, Brazil, Mexico, India, Japan, South Korea, South Africa, Sweden, Norway, Switzerland, Portugal, Colombia, Denmark, Romania, New Zealand, Hungary, Argentina, the Virgin Islands, and everywhere else around the world. All right, Rick Wooten, are you ready to play Loaded Questions, the Season 5 finale edition?
I am so ready, Rick. Bring it on.
Awesome. Okay, so first question. In Season 5 of Rick and Rick Rule the World, Rick M. predicted that Elon Musk would bring the same remarkable business acumen he's shown at Twitter to a whole new industry category when he launches A. Neuralink sausages and franks, B. Tesla Tots plug-and-play childcare centers, C. Boring Burger, or D. Elmo's Ketamine Cuisine. In Season 5, Rick M. predicted Elon Musk would enter a whole new industry category when he launches what?
I kind of feel like it was all the above.
It may or may not have been. I can neither confirm nor deny.
Now, I'm going to guess C, which I believe was the Tater Tots one.
Oh, so close. I have one prediction that Elon Musk will bring the same impressive business acumen that he brought to Twitter to a whole new industry vertical this year when he launches Neuralink sausages and franks. But things will turn ugly after he challenges Oscar Mayer to a wiener measuring contest and loses. All right, hit me.
One of the cool things that we did this year is we kind of got back to basics and we did some interviews. If you remember, I interviewed Matt Binkowski, and you actually interviewed Whit Hiler about his agency and working with Legoland. So my question for you is, when he had the Lego folks come into his office, he and his crew went ahead and changed the names of the offices in the conference rooms within his company. What did he change them to? Was it the name of historical Lego sets? Or B, the names of attractions at the Legoland Resort? C, the name of Lego executives? Or D, the name of Lego movies?
I want to say it's B, the attractions at Legoland.
You're exactly right.
A recent win for Cornett has been Legoland Resorts North America.
Yeah, that was awesome. They came here to Lexington. Or when we had a muralist come in, and so when you come up our elevator, the first thing you would see is this Legoland mural. We changed all our office names to like different attractions within the Legoland Resort. So there were little touches throughout the whole presentation, and the agency tour really showed how much we wanted to work with them.
Phew, that was going to be embarrassing if I didn't get that right.
I thought that was a great episode. I learned a lot from listening to him, and it was kind of cool to hear about his journey and how he wooed the Lego folks.
All right, next question. Which of the following were not topics in the 10 most popular episodes of the past season? A, She-Hulk's Scratch and Sniff Yoga Pants. B, inside the creative algorithm. C, the secrets of psychology-driven marketing. D, content creation, the good, the bad, and the generative AI. Or E, warped affirmations for ad agency creative directors from ChatGPT. Which of these did not rank among topics covered in the 10 most popular Season 5 episodes of Rick and Rick?
You know, I feel like it's a trick answer, but I'm going to go with A, She-Hulk.
You are correct.
Yes.
Is that a chatbot taking your order at Wendy's?
Matt Binkowski, author of The Creative Algorithm, How to Harness the Power of AI and Create Outstanding Digital Products. Is that ChatGPT behind Coke's new Real Magic TV spot? We are pleased to welcome Jake McKinsey, Chief Executive Officer for Intermark Group, the #1 psychology-driven agency in the U.S., thanks in part to the way it leverages creative psychology.
Is Britney Spears really back on Instagram, or is that a bot too?
And at number 2, in our warped affirmations for ad agency creative directors from ChatGPT, never settle for a simple ad campaign when you can launch a full-blown, immersive brand experience that nobody asked for and nobody wants. You know, I did look the other day, Rick, and what do you think our most popular episode was for Season 5?
You know, I bet you it was one of the AI ones. Which one was it?
It was incredibly our movie review of The Batman. Fire up the bat signal and let the vengeance begin.
That's right. It's time for the official Rick and Rick review of The Batman.
With all the riddle me thises and riddle me that's.
All the comic book callbacks, bat gadgets, cat calls, and car crashes.
Plus all the penguin droppings you can quack, quack, quack at. It was,
nice.
Yeah, it was a very popular episode. I didn't anticipate it. I thought that was going to be just the freaks and geeks like us listening to that episode. And maybe it was, but we got a lot of email about it and a lot of listeners. So it was a good episode.
We saw a few big brands make some moves this year, but one of them left us confused as it barely looked like a change. Was it A, Nokia, B, HBO Max, C, Twitter, or D, Pepsi?
I'm going to say it was D, Pepsi.
Yeah, that is correct.
Pepsi introduced its first new logo in 14 years, and surprise, surprise, Rick, the internet doesn't hate it. I don't either, to be honest with you. To me, it looks like the old logo most of us grew up with.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think it's because old is new again. If they didn't point out that it was a new logo, I wouldn't have picked up on it.
The new logo has the bold, all caps Pepsi, and it is in the center of that circle with the red and the blue waves above and below it. And Inc. magazine, they had the illustration of the logos through the years, and that convention is something close to what was dominant from 1950 through 1997.
Right.
Before they kind of shifted the Pepsi wordmark out of the sphere.
Even the font they used felt like it, but when I compare it visually, it's nothing like the old one, but it somehow has like a reminiscent feel to it.
It's not quite sans serif. It has dissenting counters, or the spaces that you'd normally see in the middle of circles, like at the top of the P's. And then there's that interesting upstroke on the I at the end. It pops. Pardon the soda pun there.
Yeah, this is one where, like, when they changed the logo, you and I both look back at it and it's like, what did they change? This kind of looks like the old logo. Yeah, or maybe the old logo. Like, did they go retro on us?
Right.
And yeah, it definitely was one that we were just kind of like,
Yeah, it was only on closer inspection that we really saw the differences. It's very much like the one that we grew up with, but when you do look at it closely, there are some significant differences, and I do think it was an enhancement. Next question. Which of the following songs were not among those that Rick M. at least attempted to sing in Season 5 of Rick and Rick Rule the World? A, Running Up That Hill by Lauren Bush. B, The Never Ending Story by Lamal. C, Rhythm Nation by Janet Jackson. D, the theme song to Fat Albert and the Cosby Kids. Or E, the theme song to Welcome Back, Kotter. Which of these songs were not among those Rick M. attempted to sing this season?
you know, I got PTSD from a couple of those. I'm gonna guess it was C, the Janet Jackson one.
Turn around, look at what you see. Gonna have a good time. Story. Welcome back. Just fucking got me. They're running down that hill like stupid imbeciles, wishing we tied our laces. You are correct. In fact, I think the answers here are both B and C. So while Rick M. attempted to sing Neverending Story from the Mall in an earlier season of Rick and Rick Rule the World, Season 5 had him butchering such favorites as Running Up That Hill by Lauren Bush, the theme song to Fat Albert and the Cosby Kids, and the theme song to Welcome Back, Kotter, among potentially others. I really don't remember. To date, however, he has not attempted to sing Rhythm Nation by Miss Jackson, If You're Nasty. We'll be back after this short break.
Hey, Rick and Rick Nation, don't forget to check out our website at rickandrick.com. It's double the Rick in just one click at rickandrick.com.
And welcome back to Rick and Rick Rule the World with Rick Matheson and Rick Wooten as we continue our Season 5 finale edition of Rick and Rick Loaded Questions.
So one of the things you and I love to do is to, take a look at the Super Bowl ads every year, admire how much the company spent on these ridiculous ads. In every year, it just gets more and more expensive. It's absolutely incredible. So for the year of 2024, a couple months ago, what was the cost of running a Super Bowl ad? Was it A, $7 million, B, $7.2 million, C, $5.3 million, or D, 3 Rick and Rick Pez dispensers?
Ooh, the Pez dispensers are going for top dollar these days, so I don't know. Let's see. I have in my head that the 2024 cost was $7 million per 30 seconds of airtime in this year's Super Bowl. Oscar-winning director Martin Scorsese directs and appears in Hello Down There about an alien invasion that nobody seems to notice because they're too busy watching cat videos online. It is a minute and a half long, so something like $21 million just for the airtime. 30-second spots were going for $7 million this year.
Yeah, that is my recollection as well. Good job.
What's funny, though, is when you started asking the question, I got a little panicked because I want to say that it was either 2023 or 2022, they were $5 million, because I know we had that as a topic on one of our Super Bowl commercials. So it had gone up. I mean, you talk about inflation. That was a lot of inflation.
Yeah. No, I believe you're right. It was either 2 or 3 years ago. It was only 5.3, and it jumped all the way up to 6 and some change, and then 7. It's absolutely amazing how expensive they are. The thing is they're selling them out. So supply and demand says that they're charging the right amount. I just think it's absolutely ridiculous.
Well, and I believe this time out it ended up being a bargain, because I want to say that I read that this was the most viewed, if not just Super Bowl, I think sporting event ever.
Wow. I just saw I'm going to go a little tangential. I just saw an article today that was kind of interesting. This guy, Mr. Beast, he's got kind of this viral YouTube thing going on. So apparently he's inked a deal with, I believe it's Prime Video, to do a game show. And for him, I forget, he's got like 500 million followers or something ridiculous.
Yeah, it's a crazy
one. And so they said that basically if, whatever it is, 5% of all of Mr. Beast's fan base actually watches this game show on Netflix, it will be the biggest show for them ever.
Oh, that is believable.
Isn't that crazy?
But, it is crazy. But you know what? It'll be interesting to see what he does with it. His videos, it's like, how does he top himself the next time? And he keeps doing it, but at some point, there's going to be diminishing returns. And so it'll be interesting to see if people gravitate to it as much as his regular programming. But the dude knows YouTube, that's for sure.
Apparently, and I only read a little bit earlier today, but the thing that people are playing to win is $5 million.
Wow.
So, the contestants are greatly motivated. And if I'm not mistaken, I read that it was like there's going to be 1,000 contestants on this show.
Wow.
And so through a process of elimination, they're going to get it from basically 1,000 people all the way down to one winner.
So is it game show like a physical competition of some kind then?
Yeah, I think it is.
Okay.
I think it is.
Okay.
And again, they make a lot in this particular article on The Verge that I saw earlier. They're making a whole bunch of parallels to Squid Game. So I have a feeling it's a very physical thing like Squid Games, possibly without the death. So
it's always a plus when no one dies on the show. It reminds me of, do you remember back in the day, American Gladiator?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I used to love watching that. Yeah, that was fun. I always wanted to compete on that.
Absolutely.
Interesting. Well, good for him, and hopefully it's a good thing for him in Prime. Next question. Which of the following was not featured in a segment of Rick and Rick this past season? A. Lay's Fingertip washing machines. B. Hasbro's Selfie action figures. C. Ordering Domino's pizza by telekinesis. Or D. Doritos nacho cheese scented nail polish. Which of these was not featured in a segment of Rick and Rick this past season?
I think it was B.
Hasbro's Selfie action figures. No. Hasbro's new Selfie action figures. So Nerdist is reporting that now you can get your face scanned and have your very own mug on your next, what it was, a G.I. Joe, Marvel superhero, or some Star Wars characters action figures.
Yeah.
How cool is that?
Yeah, I mean, that is so cool. They even had Ghostbusters, by the way, Power Rangers, all kinds of stuff. It was really cool. I actually, when I first heard about this, I downloaded the app and I wanted to go do it, and it wasn't ready yet. So they say they're going to start shipping this fall. So I think we got a little bit of wait for it, but now I'm like highly excited and a little impatient.
Yeah, so we didn't end up getting our Rick and Rick Pez dispenser, but we can have our Rick and Rick action figures.
Yes.
Everybody needs an action figure, right?
Exactly.
Also from Nerdist is Lay's washing machine. So Nerdist reports that you can now wash your fingertips with a Lay's potato chip branded mini washing machine.
Yes.
It's a real product, folks, but I guess they're only making 5 of them. So it's an instant collector's item, or maybe just a publicity stunt, or both.
Yeah. I think this is definitely a publicity stunt. I mean, one, if you looked at it, it's a little tiny washing machine. It looks like you can only put 2 fingers in there to be cleaned, and even then it's just the tips.
Yep.
So I think it's mostly just to say they did it.
Yeah, put your fingers in and it automatically sprays mist alcohol cleanser on them.
Right.
Now, clearly, Rick, they've never seen my Doritos smeared fingertips before, because Mother Maytag would have a hard time getting the nacho cheese Doritos dust off my greasy digits. But it's still a fun idea.
Yeah, and it's a nail polish. I think it actually is in multiple colors, but of course you got to have the iconic kind of yellowish color.
Right.
And apparently, once it's dry, it smells like Velveeta cheese. Now, here's the interesting thing. I've been past nail salons, and I'm telling you that stuff is stinky. So how the hell did they get Velveeta cheese to overpower the smell of nail polish? That I don't know, but color me impressed. And I don't know. I kind of want to get somebody to try this just to let us know if it works. But anyways, I like it. It's kind of fun. It's cool to see brands try something completely off the wall.
According to Business Insider, for Netflix for season 4 of Stranger Things, they have an app out where you can order your favorite Domino's pizza by telekinesis. You download this app and you go through training like Eleven goes through, where she's trying to recapture her abilities. And this thing uses facial recognition. And if you focus really hard at this Domino's box, it'll levitate, it'll open, and there'll be nothing in it. It'll close again. You're supposed to really stare at it. And then when you pop it open, provided you've been using your mental abilities, it'll show your predefined favorite pizza and will be ready for you at your house within 30 minutes. I thought this was really cool.
That's kind of interesting. I wonder how they do that.
Yeah, well, it's facial recognition, so it's just staring. It's essentially just capturing what you're doing. Now, I think I saw somewhere there might be a head snap like 11 to the left, like she does in the show, which I think would be a great touch, and I think it's a neat idea. But, given the subject matter of Stranger Things, what I was looking for was a pizza that included something like caramelized onion and gorgonzola cheese. Didn't see that.
Oh, I'm wrong on that one? That's the one I would go with.
Yeah, no, this one was a little bit of a trick question. So no, Hasbro's Selfie action figures was indeed in a segment, and what it was Hasbro said you could take a selfie. They had some kind of app that you could download, and they would create an action figure of you, and you could do it across, like, there's G.I. Joe and Star Wars and a couple of others. So the decoy here was Doritos Nacho Cheese Scented Nail Polish, because in truth, it was Velveeta Scented Nail Polish in a segment of Rick and Rick. We'll be back after this short break.
This episode of Rick and Rick Rule the World is brought to you by Taskin, the first name in ultra-stylish, premium quality travel gear, like the exquisitely designed Taskin 1 expandable backpack. With 9 practical variations, the Taskin 1 is always the right size for wherever life takes you next. Save 30% on your next purchase when you use the promo code R&R Take 30. That's R&R Take 30 at TaskinSF.com.
Before we continue, let's listen in on some fun sound bites and unfortunate bloopers from the first 5 seasons of Rick and Rick Rule the World. Pantone's 2023 color of the year is A, Ultimate Gray, B, Classic Blue, C, Viva Magenta, or D, Cheetos Cheetle. Pantone's 2023 color of the year is which?
I'm going to go with what was it, Viva Magenta?
Would what you ended up predicting was that you and I would have our own Pez dispensers. And so I have to say, I mean, we're a year out now. I don't know when that prediction was supposed to happen, but I'm quite disappointed I don't have my own Pez dispenser.
Damn it. Somebody page Captain Marvel.
That's right.
Are you augmenting my reality, Mrs. Robinson?
And so he started to say, well, I'm gonna, and then he got stuck and he kept saying, I'm gonna over and over it.
Like, so when I said what I was earlier, ISB officer, Imperial Security Bureau, it was really fun.
You were talking about how you were ISB officer. Rick and I are always just the IBS officers, and that never works out very well.
Oh my God, it's barbecue. And it's pizza. It's barbecue pizza. And we put a jalapeno on it. It's now spicy barbecue pizza.
With the Cybertruck Design Studio, kids 4 and up smoke pot while designing oddly angular $49,000 electronic vehicles. It comes complete with a die-cast metal ball bearing so kids can botch their very own product launches.
We gotta re-record that because I said vagina.
Ad Age is reporting that sales of Gorilla Glue, let's try that again, Gorilla Glue adhesive spray. We're going to start that whole thing over again.
Oh, that was awesome.
All right.
I'll tell you a story. This is a fun story. So years ago, no, I'm not going to tell you the story. I'll tell you the story afterwards.
At number 4 of our list of Comic-Con cosplays that weren't, the Scooby-Doo gang falls victim to Vecna. Why didn't we see this? We should have seen Screaming Scoob, Dead-Eyed Daphne, and Filet-O-Fred. Ruh-roh.
I said vagina.
And here I was hoping it's going to be Cheetos Cheetle. I predict that in 2022, athlete's foot treatment brand Lotrimin AF is going to jump on the NFT bandwagon, and it's going to launch Lotrimin AFTs for anti-fungible tokens. So you just spread Lotrimin's patented anti-fungible cream between your tokens and say goodbye to athlete's foot, ringworm, and all the assets in your crypto wallet. You ever done a time capsule?
No. I mean, as a kid, we used to bury stuff in the backyard and then dig it up a few months later, but that's not really time capsule. Yeah, but the unfortunate thing is most of the time, somehow moisture gets in them or gets trapped in them. And so a lot of the perishable stuff ends up going away. So
are you trying to tell me that the pot brownies aren't going to last? That's the problem. Well, on that note, I have a prediction that disgraced former President Donald Trump will confide to Sean Hannity that he enjoyed the fucking around way more than the finding out. Now, toilet paper is out with 4 new spots that continue the brand's, quote, down there care creative platform. Adweek reporting here. And the series is called Tales from Down There. And I got to tell you, Rick, I'm glad that they avoided the temptation to just call it Tales from the Crack.
My number 2 prediction is that AI will emerge as the new creative director.
What you talking about, Wooden? Burger King Finland has a new online campaign out that shows BK's creepy king character enjoying an intimate lip lock with that all-beef patty of a ginger known as Ronald McDonald to celebrate Helsinki Pride. Now, if these provocative visuals get any steamier, Rick, BK's going to end up with secret sauce spilling out of his sesame seed buns. I mean, there are too many hold the pickles and I'll have it your way jokes, not enough time.
Oh, man, that was good.
Joking aside, we do commend the campaign.
Yeah. It didn't exist before us. I think that's why we love it. I think for later generations, it's the McRib sandwich, right? That's the, special thing.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, I like those too.
Do you know what year they introduced the Shamrock Shake?
Now we've officially become, back in my day, we couldn't wear shorts to school. We didn't have no newfangled air conditioner, you little snowflake.
They said they're Muppets. They have no sexuality.
I don't see Grover or Beaker or Scooter getting many dates. But if you're going to say that Muppets aren't sexual, somebody better tell Miss Piggy, because I don't think she got the memo. I think that is awesome. We are just so awesome. Let's just say that right now. Let's just recognize that we are awesome. Join us next time for part 2 of our big Season 5 finale. Until then, stay safe, keep each other safe, and keep on coming back to the one show where everybody's name is Rick.
And everybody rules the world.